Thoughtless words cut like a knife, while wise words can heal. Come on in the house, family. Get your beverages. I'm drinking tea. I've already warmed up. I'm drinking coffee. If you prefer tea, get your tea, your spirit water, because we're going to take a few minutes this morning to talk about November. I've established a whole other presentation. I'm still struggling with organization because it's just too long to do it all in one video. But if you don't know, you're on the EarthtoneS channel, and I am your hostess, Kaikala Moon. Welcome. Thank you to all my ones and twos. You're always very valuable and you're always appreciated. By all means, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, share the video, and like the video. Let's talk about November. It's already started. It's already the 3rd, and the first week of the month is going to be also or start out and end the same way. So the first week is going to be very much like the last week, with the focus on Mars and Mercury, thus the introduction, because it's all about communication and how we communicate with one another this month. The full moon in Taurus is going to take place on November 5th. And Mercury has already moved to 3 degrees of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is very important because this is where we're going to learn quite a bit about where we are in our soul's journey. We're taking a trip into the underworld. Mercury is in its retrograde shadow period, and it will go retrograde on November 9th. It is currently separating from the opposition to Uranus, which is at 0 degrees of Gemini, opposing 0 degree of Sagittarius, where we have, I believe, we have Mercury or Mars there. Mars, yes, Mars is going to reach 0 degrees of Sagittarius on tomorrow. It is making 120-degree configurations that we in astrology call trines throughout the month. So there's going to be this pendulum energy emphasizing duality, because that is the lesson in the Earth School, is separating from the oneness of the absolute, from the oneness of the Creator, from the oneness of God, and experiencing duality. And so Venus is opposing Chiron. And this is that healing energy that's going to follow up behind all of this back and forth energy of assertive, aggressive words that are going to take place this month to stand 10 toes down on our way of life, on our belief systems, our worldviews. It is really going to be evident in the month of November as these configurations take place of Mars and Mercury being the apex of this pendulum energy. As Mercury goes retrograde and backs up into Mars and crashes into Mars, people are going to be crashing out in our communities, crashing out in our collective. These planets are going to make the configurations with the outer planets and activate them. And it's going to generate the themes that are associated with these outer planets, such as the sudden surprising energy, Pluto, uh, deep dark secrets coming to the surface, Neptune, we're already seeing our talents being expressed. But just to quote uh, something that Albert Einstein said, he says, logic will get you from A to Z, but imagination will get you everywhere. And that's the focus. 0 degrees of Gemini. This is the trickster. Um, this is Allegbara issue, using satire to get us through, using the mind to sift through the chaos and to make sense. It's also the reflection. And so the presentation that I've been preparing is going to emphasize this and our time in the cosmos, in the planet at this particular time, bringing heaven to earth so that we can make sense of our journey um, here through this transition and this transformation of ages. So the full moon in Taurus is going to be very important as we ground this energy that we're experiencing right now. And I emphasize Sagittarius because this is the constellation through which Three Eye Atlas traveled. Sagittarius is the first constellation after the 13th constellation, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. And there's something to be learned there as it's being punctuated with these planets and these transits. It is going to exit through the sign of Cancer, very close to Jupiter, the spiritual planet that rules Pisces, where we have Saturn and Neptune. We are going to have a grand trine of water that's going to encourage us to reflect inwardly, collectively reflect. We can't control other people, so we're focusing on ourselves. And as we focus on ourselves, this energy is going to ripple through the collective, and the collective being one. So the separation from the creator, the separation from the absolute, the separation from the one is the focus while we're metaphorically in the underworld learning our lessons intended for us here in the Earth School. So Neptune, during this full moon, is going to create a sense of confusion. But as Mars in Sag sextiles Pluto with the moon in Gemini, which is going to conjunct Uranus and oppose the moon. I know that's a lot. This energy is going to make sense. It's going to kind of smooth itself out. And Venus at the 29th degree of Scorpio later in the month, going into the second week, is going to create that finger of God, that Yod energy in Scorpio. And the base planets to that Yod, which is a triangle where there are 60 degrees between the two base planets. And in this case, it's going to be Neptune and Uranus. And Venus is going to be the cleanup woman as she exits Scorpio. So the second week of November, we're going to be in our feelings. And I'm about to wrap this up because I want to kind of keep it short so that we can focus on the elements of the presentation that I'm going to make available to you. But as Mercury goes retrograde and we go into the second week of November, the moon is going to be highlighted as it makes its transits. Mars and Mercury will be conjunct on the 12th of November, and it is going to square Mars' sister, who is sitting beside Chiron. So this is a lot of healing energy, although it is opposing Venus. It is going to encourage us to question our self-worth and how we've been exchanging our energy and what we've been exchanging our energy for. Now, in our societies, it's going to question, our money. Our money is going to be in question, uh, whether or not we're getting enough money, whether or not we have enough money. This full moon in Taurus is going to highlight agriculture, um, is going to highlight whether or not we have enough to eat. It's going to highlight our possessions and uh, um, holding on to our possessions and the value of our possessions versus the value of our souls. Now, I know that sounds kind of religious, but it's more spiritual in value because we are more than our careers and how we make our money. And we must balance our spiritual journey with our minds and our physical reality. So, Chiron is going to be in the picture around the second week of November, making that opposition to Venus, and as it wraps up the personal planets that are going to be transiting Scorpio this month. And so the moon, as it is highlighted the third week of the month, it is going to make the same transits as Mercury and Mars to these outer planets. And it is going to accent and put an emphasis on the grand trine energy in water, that 120-degree separation between the outer planets. So our talents, our imagination, our intuition is highlighted here. And as Uranus backs up back into Taurus, again, we are grounding the energies that we are learning. We're fixating the energies that we are learning, bringing it to our realities so that we can utilize the energy. And while Uranus goes back into Taurus, it's going to help us to sort through what we've learned and connect some dots, perhaps, between some of the fragmented information that we've been collecting at this particular time. Now, the third week of November, we're going to have even deeper conversations as Jupiter moves into the last degrees of Cancer, the homeland, the family lineage, the community, and the household is going to be highlighted. Again, the Venus energy in conjunction with the Mars energy as Mercury moves retrograde is going to have us reflecting on experiences that we've been going through since the beginning of the year. And so we're going to have deeper conversations. Some of us may even step on a few toes and may have to beg someone's pardon or ask for forgiveness because we maybe have been a little too assertive and a little too aggressive in our approach. Okay, so the last week of November is again going to reiterate and punctuate the first week of the month, uh, and bring us back to this Mars and Mercury energy. And so again, we're going to uh, be at each other's throats, and uh, we may have to exercise a little grace and exercise a little mercy. So something to think about. Uh, I'm going to keep it short. The new moon, before we wrap it up, is going to take place on November 19th. And the new moon is also going to be very, very important. It's going to be at the 28th degree of Scorpio. And if we recall last month, we had the new moon as well as the full moon at these last degrees. And so these last degrees represent mastery in our lessons. And so as these planets sit in houses that are important to what we are learning, we are making the connections of these subjects, making the connection of the themes that are associated with the houses and these energies that we are grappling with during this time. So I'm going to take a couple minutes to draw an oracle card and see if there's a message for us today. Yeah, I got a few of them upside down. So let's shuffle them a little bit. See if something pops out. A couple popped out. And so we're going to look at both of them. And so what popped out was long booby Susie, shame. What kind of shame are we experiencing that need to be addressed in our healing process? And Sekhmet, the wounded healer. Who is that but Chiron? So I recorded this earlier. So I have to tell you, I recorded this earlier and I pulled the card that it was Inca Sazana, celestial alignment. And I'm not a tarot reader, but there are tools to bring um, the invisible messages from spirit to our reality by way of tools, whether that be prayer, uh, talismans for protection, um, um, channeling. People use different means of bringing the invisible to the visible so that we can understand whatever it is we are attempting to make sense of. But let's look at the key to see what those mean. And I put them back in the deck, and now I have now I have to find it. So it was, I know it was Long Booby Susie and Segment. Here we go, number 19 and number 15. And we'll look at the key to see what they have to say. Number 19, Long Booby Susie, is from Belize in the Temple of Shadows. We're in the underworld, metaphorically, of course, learning some things. Long Booby Susie keeps the children of Belize terrified. Viewed as a shadow monster, she has the power to kill or to nurture with her long, scary breasts that contain milk and poison. This beautiful Afro-Indigenous spirit may be a distortion of the Arawak Taino moon goddess Atabey. You are beautiful and loved. Every part of you and your journey is beautiful. Even the ugliest moments. You have a heart, soul, and breath. That makes you beautiful. You are secretly sacred you are secretly scared that you are not enough. Shame, there's that Venus value. Shame is lying to you. You are not broken, unlovable, ugly, or unworthy. Shame keeps you small and hiding. Accept yourself now. You are a bright light. Allow yourself to see who you really are. You are doing the very best you can. You are lovable and you are complete. Okay. And the other one was number 15, Sekhmet. Now, guess what constellation Sekhmet rules? Sagittarius. Sekhmet is from the Temple of Warriors, and she represents the element of fire, Sagittarius. She is fierce, and she's an ancient Egyptian goddess of war, the sun, and healing. She carries life force in her palm with the power to create or destroy. Heal thyself. Everyone gets your best except you. You are a healer among your tribe. Stop putting your needs last. When did you decide to become a martyr? Venus. In Libra, Libra is the martyr. Libra is the people pleaser. In its lowest vibration, of course. Take a breath. Wounded healers hold sadness, rage, and fears of brokenness. Being a warrior wasn't a choice for our beloved foremothers. They did the best they could, but being a goddess warrior for us is knowing that we have the choice not to fight all the time. Deep dive questions. What are your swords, the weapons you use to fight? And what are your shields, the ways you defend yourself? Dare to lay the burdens down along with your swords and shields. It is safe to put yourself first. How appropriate is that? All right, I'm going to end the video there. Look forward to the upcoming video, which is a presentation that is very relevant to our soul's journey through the underworld. By all means, click like, share, support the channel by subscribing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Y'all take it light. All right? Peace.